more than just a job to do, so they hit their knees. They sure take pride in everything they do. There's no challenge that they won't work through. So they tirelessly keep going on. They work their fingers to the bone. Spend way too much time afield and away from home. You can be sure they know what all this hard work is for. So now we honor you as legends, legends of the outdoors.
Yep.
But it's created a really unique fishery, hasn't it?
It really has. I mean, it ain't no other place on earth like it. No water skiers, no jet skiers, just strictly hunting and fishing.
And I know Abby and I was talking about it earlier about all the great things that you can do here at Reelfoot Lake, hunting and fishing, like you said, the sightseeing here, bike beautiful. Riding, kayaking, you know, all that type of stuff that you guys offer right here at the resort, plus some of the finest food that you'll ever eat.
It was good.
Yeah, it is.
But Billy, you've been a lifetime guide here on the lake.
Yes, sir.
Not only for fishing, but for waterfowl hunting. You've seen this lake completely froze over.
Yes, sir.
And you've seen it so hot that it's hard to get out there and fish. But this lake always produces, it seems like, to me, good fishing and good waterfowl hunting.
The state, they do a study on the lake, and I think the last one that I've heard from, numbers, is like 2,750 pounds of fish per acre.
Wow.
Now that's a lot of fish per acre of water.
That is a lot of fish. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Reelfoot Lake is just, what, a mile from Mississippi River?
Yes, sir.
So the waterfowl that comes down through here or on the Mississippi Flyway, they kind of come down through here and winter right here, don't they?
Yes, sir. We have a lot of ducks. We've got refuges on every side of the lake, on the south end, on the west side, all the way around the north end. Them ducks cross Reelfoot just about every day. If you have any kind of weather at all, especially like today, I'd like to be out there in a blind day, but a front like this is real good for duck hunting.
For folks that don't duck hunt, you still got a lot to offer for them because you've got sightseeing, eagle tours.
Yes, sir.
There's a ton of bald eagles that come here every winter.
Every winter.
Some of them stay here all year and nest, don't they?
Yeah.
So you've got a ton of bald eagles, pelicans, and of course that old bird we both dislike, the cormorant.
Oh, yeah.
White herons, blue herons, all kinds of shorebirds, and lots of flowers and vegetation all around the lake. It makes this one of the prettiest lakes in the country. And as you were talking a while ago, some of these cypress trees are 300 years old all around the edge of this lake.
Every tree in that water is over 209, 10 years old because they had to be here before the lake because they can't grow from the bottom of the lake up. So they was here before. And that's a lot of old trees, which we'll see a lot of them tomorrow.
I was going to ask you what's your favorite fish to catch on this lake?
My favorite fish is bluegill,
Awesome.
by far.
Billy and I both share that passion. They're really big here. A lot of adults will say, oh, I don't want to go fish for them little fish till you get them out there, and then they don't want to go home.
Yeah,
Billy.
no, you let them hook at first one, they say, well, we'll be okay with it.
And they come back.
Well, we're looking for a good time while we're here. We're going to be here several days enjoying Reelfoot Lake. This is one of my favorite places on God's green earth, and I love coming here. We thank the Hayes family for hosting this event and for some of our other upcoming events, and we look forward to being here. Folks, come on back after these commercials and enjoy the rest of this episode with Billy Blakley, Blue Bank Resort. Well, Abby, we're here at Blue Bank Resort, and you know, this is one of my favorite places on Reelfoot Lake to stay. Yeah, it is awesome. But the history of Reelfoot Lake is very unique, and you know, for 16 and a half years, I was the director of tourism for all of this area, including Kentucky Lake, Reelfoot Lake, the Mississippi River on this side in Tennessee, and I went from I-40 to almost to the Kentucky state line. So I've gotten to know a lot of the great people over here over the years and working with them through tourism and through bringing outdoor riders and people hunting and fishing here. And not only to Blue Bank, but to some of the other resorts here as well. Abby, now that we're here, we're going to be fishing with some really great friends and Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame members and future Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame members. You know, Billy Blakley, Charlie Brewer Jr., Will Fowler, and Steve Coleman,
Yeah, some icons.
some icons in the fishing industry, and we're going to be fishing with those guys and talking to them and getting their stories as we continue the Legends of the Outdoors TV. Billy, thanks for bringing us out this evening.
Man, anytime. I enjoy this.
When did you start guiding?
I started all this one back when I was in high school, about 14 years old.
That was a few years ago, because I know you're a bit older than 14 now.
Just a couple years.
But you know, you started guiding here on Reelfoot, but you've been fishing Reelfoot for a long, long time, hadn't you?
Yes, sir. Ever since I was in diapers, been out here with Daddy, and anybody that had a boat that let me in it, I would go.
And then you got hooked up with Mike Hayes at Blue Bank Resort, which is one of the largest resorts here on Reelfoot Lake. And how did that come about?
Well, his daddy owned a fish market down there, and I got to running around when I was about 12, 13 years old. Anytime you could make $1, you made it back in. And of course, they had all these trucks coming in, loading and unloading fish. So I'd help them load trucks, unload trucks, anything I could do for $1, go clean fish or whatever. And then you get down there hanging around these boat docks, and people go talking about fishing, which right on, that's right down my alley. One little thing led to another, and they asked, would I take them fishing? Well, yeah. So they get in, they give you money. So there went a light bulb. That man gonna pay me, take him fishing. I'm gonna take him fishing.
That's right.
So it started from there.
That same thing kind of happened to me over on Kentucky Lake. I had been working for a company, and a lot of their guys would come in for meetings and stuff, and they knew I had a boat, and they'd say, well, hey, would you take us fishing this afternoon after we all get off work? And I'd say, yeah, you know, and they'd tip me or pay me some money. And same thing as you said, the light come on, and one day I thought, you know, I can make a living doing this. You started guiding waterfowl hunting as well.
Yes, sir. The same thing. Mike and them, there's all of them. I watched all them boys come up from the day they was born. I've been with Mike for 39 years now, and we've done everything. Some of it right, some of it wrong, but we have done everything. Hunt, fish together, and built up a heck of a business there, as you can see on everything. Meet a lot of good people, bad one every now and then, but a lot of great ones.
Right. Well, and you've guided a lot of outdoor celebrities. Even some of our Hall of Fame members has fished and hunted with you, like Tommy Aiken, Steve McAdams, Charlie Burr Jr., just to mention a few.
Yeah, it's been a lot of great ones. I've took some of the biggest names in fishing. Denny Breyer, Bill Dant, Kevin Van Dam, even Shaw Grigsby. I mean, all them boys have fished with me.
Well, man, I know you've got a lot of great stories, and of course, you're fishing on and hunting on one of the most beautiful lakes in the nation, in my opinion. What a great place for a young man to grow up.
It is. I mean, it's strictly a lot of fishing and hunting out here. No water skiing. You don't see no jet skis, no water skis, and nothing like that. I mean, it's just a good old fishing and hunting lake, and I've took advantage of it. Made a real good living off of it.
There's places around the country that people can guide, of course, either waterfowl hunting or fishing. I think of Lake Sinclair, there's quite a few guides up there, and a lot of the folks that waterfowl hunt around Chesapeake Bay, you know, still guide and take people. But Reelfoot Lake is a place where you can make a full-time living year-round, and that's pretty unique.
It got good and cool last night. You see me in a sweatshirt sitting there shaking. And look at old Hazel the goose on the log over there. She's even out of the water because it's cool on her feet.
Hey folks, welcome back to Legends of the Outdoors TV. I'm here with Billy Blakley from Blue Bank Resort. And Billy, you got something special coming up August the 20th of 2022, something that I think is very deserving. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen.
Well, evidently I'm going into the Legend of the Outdoors Hall of Fame.
Yes, you are, my friend, and no one that I think deserves it any more than you. Billy has been a lifelong guide here on Reelfoot Lake, both waterfowl hunting and fishing, as we talked a while ago. But I know we're going to fish for something pretty special tomorrow here on Reelfoot Lake. We come here to crappie fish, but you're catching a different species.
Yes, sir. I've been wearing them catfish out, and we're going to try them in the morning. I don't know what this cold front will do to them, but I believe we'll still catch some anyway.
Now, are these blue cats, channel cats, willow cats, flatheads? What kind of catfish are you
Mostly
catching?
channel cat.
Mostly channel cats.
Yep.
Them are the ones that are good to eat.
Good eating catfish. But it'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna look for them cormorants. Wherever we find them sitting in the trees, we're gonna fish under them.
I see. Well, we can't wait. What are some of the highlights of your guide career? I know you've got several.
Well, like you say, I've guided some of the biggest names in bass fishing and everything it is. And one of my most favorite stories has to do with Bill Dance. This happened about 30 years ago. I get a phone call from a guy and he says, I pick the phone up. I'm Bill Dance. I want to come up and you help me do a TV show. Show me where the golden is. And I said, yeah, okay, click. This is what somebody's always, since I was a kid, wanting to meet this man.
Right.
He called, wanting to do a TV show. It didn't seem real to me. So I get a call right back. He said, I'm telling you, this is Bill Dance. I want you to help me do a TV show. Click. And then a old friend of ours, Tommy Aiken, called, and he says, when he calls you again, don't you hang up on him. That's Bill Dance. I said, oh, really? And that went on. That stuck with me for a while. That's pretty funny.
You know, I've got a great Bill Dance story. I had, back when I used to guide the pheasant hunting up in South Dakota, I guided Johnny Majors, the coach of UT Knoxville,
Yeah.
the UT Vols. And of course, I'm a big Vols fan, so it was a great highlight to get to spend time with Johnny. And one day we were talking while we were in South Dakota after we had gotten finished hunting, and he told me that Bill Dance was one of his childhood friends. Had actually been a really good friend of his younger brothers. And he said, man, I wished I could talk to him. I hadn't talked to him in about 8 years. Well, some other guys walked up and was talking to us that was in Johnny's group, and I just flipped the phone open and called Bill. And I said, Bill, I said, I got a guy here that says he knows you, and I just wanted to see if he did. And he said, who is it? I said, you know a John Majors? He said, Johnny Majors? I said, yeah. He said, can I talk to him? I said, hey, Coach, Bill Dance is on the phone, wants to talk to you. He said, you don't have Bill Dance on the telephone. I said, well, here you go. He talked to him for 30 minutes. He turned to them other guys, and he said, he got Bill Dance on the telephone. But, you know, Bill has been a great friend of mine as well. And I know you and I, of course, we've guided a lot of the same people over the years. And, and another Legends Outdoors Hall of Fame member besides Bill Dance you're talking about is Tommy Aiken. You know, Tommy was instrumental in my guide career, and I know he was yours too.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you when you started your career as a guide.
When I was 14 years old, started
my
guiding for Mike Hayes and his family. They're off a dock one day here, one day there, and it just kept growing from there.
You said something earlier today talking about my college bass fishing program. You made the statement that if they'd have had fishing in college, you'd still be there.
I'd still be in college.
Well, I'm glad they didn't have fishing in college because I wouldn't be sitting with a legend right now. Or maybe you'd be a professional bass fisherman,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't get to fish with you near as much as I do on Reelfoot Lake. So,
I'm right where I want to be. I'm right where I need to be.
well, you've had a great career, and I know that you've enjoyed it. It's a legendary career for certain, and I look forward to getting on the water with you again, Billy. Hey, folks, come on back after these commercials. We're going to be right here with Abby Joe, myself, Gary Mason, on Legends of the Outdoors TV. Hello folks, welcome back to Legends of the Outdoors TV, and I want to welcome a good friend of mine, Miss Lindsay Freeland. Lindsay, great to have you on the show. Lindsay is the director for the Chamber of Commerce here in Obion County, which Reelfoot Lake sets in part. Tell us a little bit about the county and about the lake.
This beautiful venue that we have, the Quake Lake, as some people like to call it, formed by the earthquake of 1812, which is now the hunting and fishing capital mecca in the area of the region, and people come from all over the world. And in a county of 30,000 people, you know, it's amazing that we'll have 1 million visitors come through at the state park next door to us. So we just love to host people here, get them down to the lake, get them around Obion County, and now we have new hotels and lots of lodging venues and places for people to stay and have fun.
You also have one of the best places to buy hunting stuff.
Final Flight
Outfitters.
Yes. So the Powers brothers, you know, as a side gig to farming, they love to hunt so much, they decided to start selling decoys out of an enclosed trailer, and fast forward and they have a 30,000 square foot gun, decoys, clothing, and everything in between. And even if you don't hunt and fish, you can just go buy nice clothes that you like to wear.
Well, my wife said it was the biggest store that she'd ever been in that had hunting and fishing stuff in it, because she'd have to dial me on the telephone to get me if I was on one end, she's on the other. So,
Not only so big, but carries like 72,000 different SKUs of items.
we love coming to Old Bind County. We can't wait to come back. We know we're going to be here a couple of times during duck season, and we hope to see you then. And we'll go spend a little time, if you'll allow it, at Discovery Park of America.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks for coming. Hey folks, we're here at Discovery Park of America in Union City, Tennessee, Old Bind County. And Abby, I want to tell you what the tie-in to the park is with Reelfoot Lake, because this is a very special and unique place. Mr. Robert and Miss Jeannie Kirkland of Kirkland Stores built this for all the folks in America to come and enjoy.
Wow.
We're standing here at the Reelfoot Lake display, and we've got some of the duck calls and goose calls that was made and manufactured right here in this community in Sandburg, Tiptonville, all around the Reelfoot Lake area. And of course, pictures of the beauty of Reelfoot Lake. Also here in the Discovery Park of America, they got one of America's only earthquake simulators. It simulates the earthquake that formed Reelfoot Lake in 1811 and 1812. So
Wow, that's really cool.
we're probably not going to get to see the earthquake simulator now, but we're going to go see some more exhibits here in Discovery Park. Maybe Joe, this next display is one of my favorite exhibits in Discovery Park of America, as it's the American Indian display with thousands of Indian artifacts, including spearheads, arrowheads. You know, the Indians lived here prior to the earthquake which caused Reelfoot Lake and caused the Mississippi River to run backwards in 1811 and 1812. So they were pretty much the only folks living here when the earthquake happened as well. There were a few white settlers in the region, but most of them was across the Mississippi River and on up toward HAAWK, Missouri, and St. Louis. The American Indians that lived here around the Mississippi River region were here. They were hunting and they were fishing to make a living and trapping. And so they were the first settlers to be here was the American Indians. Abby, we're standing here in front of the picture of David Crockett. Now, a lot of people call him Davy Crockett, but he was one of the most famous early settlers of Tennessee. The last place he lived before he died at the Alamo was in Rutherford, Tennessee, and there's still a cabin there dedicated to him and to his mother who lived there. But David Crockett was one of the most famous Tennesseans of our time. Also a hero of mine when I was a kid growing up, because every kid wanted to wear a coonskin cap and play Davy Crockett. You know, Fess Parker played in the movie and also on the television show portraying Davy Crockett. So now I want to take and show you something that was very special to Reelfoot Lake, and that's a Reelfoot Lake boat, and I'll tell you some of the special things about that. So let's
Awesome.
move right around the corner.
Let's go see it.
Maybe we're standing in front of something that's very unique to Reelfoot Lake and to this area. This is a Reelfoot Lake stump jumper boat. They were built here at Reelfoot Lake for many, many years. These boats were used to waterfowl hunt and to fish. They started out with no motors. The oar locks on these boats are the only reverse oar locks in the world, as far as I know. Got a little one-cylinder motor in it that turned the prop later on as they designed these boats to have a motor in them. And they were called, as I said a while ago, they were called stump jumpers because they would ease over the stumps of Reelfoot Lake and slide off, and they could keep on going.
Yeah, there's lots of stumps.
Yeah, they were used for everything from waterfowl hunting to fishing and even some commercial netting. So they're very, very unique to the region. If you see one of these boats out anywhere in America, I promise you, it comes from Reelfoot Lake. You know, I don't have one of those at my house, but I wish I did. Well, folks, we're in the Tire at Discovery Park of America. Abby, this is one of the tallest places in Old Bind County,
It's beautiful.
and it feels tall. We're overlooking the whole 50 acres of Discovery Park of America. And what a beautiful sight it is.
It is beautiful.
I-69 corridor is coming right by here, and Mr. Kirkland and them knew that this was going to happen. That's one of the reasons they chose this site. For those folks that would like to visit, go online, www.Discovery Park of America. Hey, and be sure and check out Reelfoot Lake over in the western part of Old Bind County. You'll be glad you did.